repeat that. I will never in my life be ashamed of whatever it is that I'm out here doing. Okay? When I told you niggas that I was Ike Love and that I rode dolo from state to state, about that life, never gonna fucking feel like I'm any type of way because of how I'm acting. Nigga. A lot of you niggas is pussy. A lot of you niggas talk a good talk. But the truth of the matter is, you fucking pussy. You fucking pussy. I'll be the first to tell you that. You don't respect a bitch that's out here on her grind. You don't respect a woman that's trying to fucking shine. You pussy. You pussy. You only wanna fucking do things and claim things when it's convenient for you. When it's convenient for you, who the fuck you think you are?
You are listening to Historiship Productions.
Fuck on people and then just bump them and then just think, oh, I don't even know this person. How the fuck I get to your house? How the fuck I get to your house? It ain't about that 31-year-old overgrown child that you got in your house running around like a naked jungle bitch. Bitch, you ain't in no jungle. Bitch, you ain't in no jungle. You think somebody give a fuck about that bitch? First of all, if anybody showed up at my house at the end of my fucking driveway, I'm not coming outside in a thong and a robe, my nigga. I'm not coming outside in a thong and a robe. I'm coming outside with some sweats, some dirty ass sneakers, my hair in a ponytail, and ready.
You are listening to Historiship.
But the truth of the matter is, a lot of you niggas is pussy. A lot of you niggas is pussy. did what I did, I do it again. I do it again, cause I ain't pussy.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Wow. Hey, you know what? It must be a wonderful thing to be insane. I would love to be insane. I cannot, it's like you don't got to worry about nothing. I mean, you never wrong. Everything you do is great. What's up? Smoothie Lady was the first in the building to chat, and Vicky and Reed and Bright Street in the building, and the people in the background. Those the video clips in the background. That's some pictures from my studio, and but yeah, man, when you strange, everybody remembers your name. Like everybody knows your name when you're strange. I remember this guy won a contest to be a VJ on MTV, and everybody was like, "Why him?" He was from some little country town. His hair was crazy. He was, he was a little disassembled, but people couldn't take their eyes off of him. They couldn't help but watch him. It wasn't about the other cats. Even if you look back, some people may not remember this, but downtown Judy Brown from England, she was out there, and she used to do this little thing, this little goofy thing she would do, and it was catchy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me see. That was Sugar Shay on vocals. For y'all who don't know, that was Sugar Shay on vocals. That was my unofficial remix. And let me see. I think I would be exhausted if I was insane, but I wish I could talk for hours sometime. Yeah, I mean but you never wrong, and everybody else is stupid, and that's how you operate. That you are mentally superior to everyone around you, and everybody around you is eating out of your hands, and everybody is just silly putty, ready, just sitting there to be molded and shaped by you, because you are the almighty thinker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I could hit a button, like have somebody you trust, right? A family member or something, a friend, and they have a switch, and you say, "Look, man," or whatever. I just want to tune out for like 2 days. Just hit this button. I'm just gonna be insane for 2 days. you know, you will win every argument every time you get online, and you mad at somebody, and you start talking shit. You said that you roasted them, or you took them out the box or something. I don't even know what the words they use, but I clowned that motherfucker. You didn't want to come at me. Now when I talk shit, you want to cry victim. But nobody agrees with that. Nobody even see it that way. Like, by you responding, you're crying. How you gonna not respond? That's another thing. See, when you crazy, you can respond and say, "I'm not gonna respond," but you're responding. What's up, Marquise in the building? What's up, Keith Devin in the building? And I'm gonna straighten out that order for you. I got your message and everything. But insanity is a beautiful thing. If you look at Beetlejuice, you the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, you look at Alice in Wonderland, You got to be able to read between the lines. Alice in Wonderland, she was on the mushrooms, and in the movie The Wiz, she was on heroin. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, if you got cabs that drive them, self-driving cabs, they was ahead of their time. They had self-driving cabs in The Wiz chasing you down the street with tinted windows with beat. But if you running down the yellow brick road in New York and you go through you know damn well it ain't no farm in the urban city of New York. So they find a vacant lot. They walking through the vacant lot, and the scarecrow come off the little stick and start dancing. I'm not the what you call that guy? You know what I'm talking about. The guy that's supposed to scare the birds away. And then the damn birds start dancing and singing, and they evidently dancers. That movie ain't about somebody who's sober. Let's put it that way. And then Diana Ross was way too old to play Dorothy, so she played a grown person hallucinating. That was somebody on drugs, just like the Chocolate Factory. In that scene where they were on the hovercraft, the hoverboat going through a tunnel, and they was hallucinating in the tunnel. That had shit to do with the movie. We could keep going. The Island of Dr. Monroe. We could keep it coming. Yeah, Michael Jackson got down. But you know what? I'm going to tell you straight up. Maybe you don't feel me. Maybe you don't understand where I'm coming from. But when Nipsey Russell, the Tin Man, when he did his performance, I was in tears. I was in tears. I knew that was the last time we was going to see Nipsey. That was Nipsey command performance. That was Nipsey Russell's command performance. He was like, I still got it. You may not see me again, but just in case, here you go. I still got it. I'm still the man. And then I know he went through therapy after that movie. Like he had to get muscle and rehabilitation for them ankles and stuff, because he was just way too old to do that much dancing in that movie. But I did cry when I saw Nipsey Hussle play the Tin Man, and he had that scene. Everybody got their one little money shot scene where they get to tear it up. The Lion had his moment. Michael had his moment. Dorothy had her moment. The Witch had her moment. And I could relate to the Wiz when they finally got to the dude, right? It was like, man, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's like, you the one to put me on this pedestal. You the one that believed in this urban legend. What you looking for, you already have. You just need, I guess you need me to tell you got it. And that's how these people in Carbonation is. They went to Nature Boy because they look at him like he's the Wiz, like he's going to fix them. But whatever they need to fix is in their own mind state, their own mind frame. So he did a great job being the Tin Man, and I like his footwork too. Let me make sure I'm not too far back in the chat, because I'm a little far back. Okay. Yeah, he was legendary even before the Wiz. Of course he was. I agree 100%. And slide some oil on me and let me let it trickle down my spine. That's a quote from the movie I see. So this girl is stalking Eliana now. After she called Eliana all kind of bitches and little girls and dumb, she called them all slow. She said she had diseases. After she showed her baby naked, after she showed her semi-naked breastfeeding her baby and making jokes about how she hates her mother and how she would disrespect her mother if she could, and now you want to leave a voicemail or some shit with her like she's gonna collaborate with you or believe anything that you say. She acts like these people don't have eyes and ears. She act like people don't have the internet. She act like people cannot hear things for themselves. The same way you're listening in the background and you're not chatting and you think nobody knows you there, anybody in the world could be listening to your show, including members of Carbonation, including family members. They don't have to chat. All they got to do is listen. And after listening for 5 minutes, the first thing they're going to say, this lady is insane. You see what I'm saying? Can I follow you? Can I follow you on Instagram? Yeah, I prefer it. Anybody here that don't know I have an Instagram is His Lordship 2020 on Instagram. Uh, please connect with me there because soon I'm going to do a thing called 33 Minutes with His Lordship, and I would love to talk to you guys one-on-one through Instagram. You don't have to show your face. I just put the phone up to the microphone and we talk for 33 minutes. And if anybody need anything from me, like logos or intros or station breaks or instrumental rap track, or if they strip or something, they need a stripper track or a soundtrack for their movie, or they need a ringtone, I got you. You know what I'm saying? You need wallpaper. You know, most things that involve media. You need a drone shot of the 16th Chapel. You know, maybe you want a drone shot of the pyramid building. I don't know. Anyway, it's all good. Exactly. She thinks nobody knows about her videos. Don't she know that if she got the video, 20 people already saw it before her? If she got some kind of message or recording or picture, 20 other people got it before her. Plus, don't you know these people are perfect strangers? Nine out of 10 things that you receive is from a troll, and they're just fucking with you. So whatever you think is a receipt is really bullshit. You know what I'm saying? She gave them all proof they needed for a stalking case. Exactly. And I'm on her IG right now. I just lost my place, but I'm on her IG right now. She just erased the message that she did to Eliana, but I still have it on my other device because I haven't logged out, and I have it recorded too in case the device don't want to play it no more, because that's how you do things. She had the nerve to try to tell people how to troll, how to run a show, how to be married. She even had the nerve to tell men about their own about their own organ and they Johnson and how it works. And she had the nerve to tell men what makes men feel good in the bedroom and what we like. What kind of retarded shit is that? You know what I'm saying? How the hell you gonna do that? That's like me trying to tell an alligator what they tail is like and how to move their tail correctly. You know what I'm saying? S.L. Davis, welcome to the show. It's always a pleasure. If this is the chill zone, we kick back and we just go through the topics or whatever. And yeah, today is about Velvet being stalked by Latonya Jones. And did anybody hear anything about that sickly looking girl that just left? I forgot what her freaking name is. I think you're talking about Malia, bless her heart. You know, and I did mention her in a couple of videos prior, and I'm just not sure she's in America or Puerto Rico because she didn't seem well enough for the flight. If you ask me, I'm only speculating, but I think she probably passed out on the plane and they took her off and she never made it back to the States. But you never know because these people lie so much. And then when he said, her family saw her sisters or something, and they didn't get mad at me or do a live saying that I gave her something. So there's that's proof. No, that's not proof. That's just like when Latonya said, because I seen proof. How come Latonya bullshit fake ass receipts, second, third hand receipts, is legitimate, but when we see a first hand message of her trying to talk to Nature Boy saying I want to be a part of Carbonation and all that, she says it wasn't me. Well, I wanted to believe her. I said, maybe it wasn't her. Maybe somebody faked some kind of message to Nature Boy. But later on over time I noticed that she has a crush on him. And her when she came up with the excuse that couldn't be me because I can't get into that account, I said, "Oh, that was her. That was a bullshit excuse. That could be. You can get your password. All you got to do is say I forgot my password. You can't be that stupid. Plus, that's just not a good. If you come up with a creative ass excuse, I will back you up, even if it's a lie. I'll say, you know what? That excuse is so creative that it got to be a lie. But that was some bullshit. That was her a long time ago trying to be down with Carbonation. And she thought she was cute, a while ago. Now, if you notice, because she's so sensitive and try to say people attack her looks and call her ugly and her size and all of that stuff, I do not do personal attacks on her. I try to warn her, but she has a type of mentality that she run away from help and she runs into the arms of danger. She likes the ratchet and the derelicts and the underworld, the lowlifes. She loves that, and she run away from anything that's proper and decent because she stands out, and she get tired of people trying to correct her left and right because she's way too old to be corrected like she's a child. But if you have the mentality of a child and you act like a child, and all you got to do is concede to a fact every now and then. I do it all the time. I'm sure tonight I'm going to concede to a fact. It ain't no skin off my back. Let me see. I'm getting behind the chats now. Let me see. What's up? Malia. That's the thing. That's her name. You call her the thing. Well, I understand I don't even know what right word to use, but I understand the dismay of Malia because she walked away from her kids to be a part of this. But in Heaven's Gate, the same thing happened. A black couple joined Heaven's Gate at the last minute. The membership was closed, but lucky for them, in their mind, they allowed one more person to join, and the black lady had newborn twins, but her husband decided to get out of Heaven's Gate, and I guess he got custody of his twin daughters. I'm not sure on that part, but his wife stayed in Heaven's Gate, and 6 months later she committed suicide with the rest of the group. So this cult stuff is no joke. And now with the power of the internet and stuff like that, it's way past Jim Jones and all of that stuff. Because Heaven Gates used to make their money through the internet and recruit through the internet way back then, and they managed to save $250,000 and buy a nice house in Southern California. But what does Sammy Davis Jr. what does Sammy Davis picture? I guess you said my my um, IG does still use Sammy Davis picture. I'm gonna be changing that soon. I'm phasing out of the Sammy picture, even though I like Sammy Davis Jr. because you don't even know that this dude, they be saying stuff, and I know um, my friend Evelyn gonna say some stuff about Sammy, but y'all got to understand how much of a real G Sammy Davis Jr. was. They used to kick. He was little, and they used to kick his ass in the military, and he never snitched on anybody. He used to have lumps on his head. He did not tell on anybody. All right. And when he got out in the entertainment world, he had gold. His microphone, the top part of his microphone was solid gold, and the switch was gold, the on and off switch. And he wore a gold necklace, gold bracelets, and diamonds, and he had the expensive watch. The whatever that, I can't think of the name. It's too early in the morning for me, but from his hands was froze, his wrists, both wrists was froze, his neck was froze, and even his microphone was froze. And then he would sit on the couch with Lola Falana. When he do his shows, he got Alta V's on the left and Lola on the right. Those were two of the baddest chicks in the game. They were dancing background for him. And then when he have his talk shows, they're guests on his show. And when Lola had her show, and Diane Carroll, this is who he rolling with. Diane Carroll, Lola, Alta V's, all them chicks. Come on, man. What more? How much more respect can this brother get? Not only that, he the one that put Lola on and some of those girls, and he did one thing in Vegas that nobody else could do in Vegas. When Quincy Jones and them were playing in Vegas, Quincy was like, "Hey Frank, we get tired of driving to the other part of town just to go to bed, and then we have to come all the way back to do the show. Like when the show is over, we drunk, whatever. We gotta still travel to a black hotel. Can you get us a room in the same hotel we playing?" So Frank pulled some strings so the Quincy Jones and them could stay at the same hotel. He did the same thing for Richard Pryor and a few other people, but Sammy Davis Jr. didn't ask the mob for no favors. Sammy Davis Jr. said, "Hey man, my name is on the marquee. You paying me $3,000 a week? I should be able to come through the front door. You paying me all this money. My name is on the marquee. It's me. I'm the show. I should be able to come through the front door." He said, "I'm not doing another show unless I could come to the front door." They said, "All right, Sammy, you got it. Now, bring me another story like that from a black man in Vegas during those times where everybody Josephine Baker, everybody had to come through the back door." And instead of Josephine trying to make a change, she moved over to France where she could come through the front door. She didn't argue with him. Plus, they were looking at her like she was a sex toy anyway, so she got tired of that. But anyway, that's off the subject. But it's Black History Month, so I wanted to share a little bit of that with you. But I have a treat for you. I have the audio recordings of the long-ass voicemail messages that she was trying to leave Eliana, I guess, on IG. But we haven't forgot the Mr. Charles voicemail. So she's capable of leaving long ass retarded voicemails on people's shit. I'm just catching up. I'm about to freaking loop. Also, it's too early for me to smoke a bowl. I feel you. She has a personality that a man that's a man, Sean or Sean. Her family says she was on stateside. All right, great. Thanks for that information. See how I can concede to a fact? Yeah, they married for real. And you see, right? Thank goodness Charles Manson never got released, and Sammy Davis Jr. especially in the movie Tap, and backdoor deals with the mob. Of course, they had backdoor deals with the mob, and they was able to do things and perform places, thanks to the mob. But I think one of the most interesting stories about a mob and the artist relationship is with Satchel Paige. Satchel Paige or Dizzy Gillespie, but you can't. The mob is not totally a bad entity when it comes to black entertainment. Believe it or not, this is going to sound strange, but what's his name? Capone. Did you know that Capone is responsible for the success of jazz? Al Capone. Okay? Al Capone in Chicago cultivated jazz, nourished it, babied it, breastfed jazz, and made it so it could grow into what it is, I guess, or what it was during that era, and what it still is today. Yeah, I hate to say it, but Al Capone, who knew? And where do I get my information from? Well, shit, I don't know about you, but it's Black History Month, so I've been watching everything, doing research, and watching fucking 4-hour shows on Black History, and looking at the receipts. And so basically, when they had the prohibition and when alcohol was illegal, they had these speakeasies, these underground bars, that the mob owned. And guess what? Underground bars need underground entertainment. He owned clubs everywhere, all over. And in those clubs, the Negroes played, And one time, 2 Italian families went to war over Satchel Paige's career. Where he from? Where he lived, Chicago. They even asked Satchel Paige why you didn't move out the hood into a nicer neighborhood. And he said, these are my friends. These are my neighbors. They watch my house when I'm out of town. Why would I move? His house never got broken into. And the sad thing is he performed in places that black people couldn't even come see him. So I think there was a couple of times where he insisted, or maybe one time he insisted where black people come see him, but 9 times out of 10, no black people could come see him perform because he was in those big time places. So when these 2 Italian families were fighting each other, he had to move to Europe. He moved to Europe for 3 years until the Italian mafia finally, squashed the beef between them two over managing his career. And when he came back to America, now this part, I like to give reference. I don't like to be like Uncle Fester and talk out of the side of my neck. So this information is from the only official autobiography of Miles Davis by Quincy Troupe. That's my Bible. The autobiography, the official autobiography of Miles Davis, written by Quincy Troupe. Miles Davis died before he finished the book. Miles Davis died before he finished the collaboration with Easy Mo Bee, and but the album still was finished, and that was the prototype to I guess you could say acid jazz or hip hop jazz. Way before Guru from Gang Starr did Jazzmatazz, it was a prototype. But anyway, it reminds me of the movie Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe. Also, Clint Eastwood did a movie about Charlie Parker, which was really cool, and that gives you an idea too. And or Uptown Saturday Night with Dad going to Richard Pryor's, Sidney Porter's, and oh yeah, with those little, they was wearing tux and they had the little gambling shacks. But they was better than gambling shacks. They were like casino hotels, like, you know, like a house with, who knows, 12 rooms. And but yeah, I feel you on that. And Bill Cosby, and they had that download joint that used to go, yeah. And the Cotton Club wasn't integrated either when it came to the audience, and that's an interesting note. So, but most people only go far back as that Eddie Murphy movie, Harlem Nights. But we done had a lot of great films like Harlem Nights. If it wasn't for those other films, we wouldn't have had Harlem Nights. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what to play first, or what to turn up first. I think that before I play the two voicemails, now this is another thing. You only have a limited time to leave a message on IG. So she was talking pretty smooth. I was trying to look for the pauses in her statements, because she has to pause and hit record again, and pause and hit record again. And I think after a certain point, she just pretended like she was talking and just kept talking and not recording. You know what I'm saying? Because there ain't no way in hell somebody gonna. What if you was Eliana and you check your IG and some fool done left you 12 messages? Hell nah. No, I don't think so. See, common sense tell us everything. I don't know why people don't think. But like I said, when you're insane and you think everybody's beneath you, you would just never guess people could see right through you. You know, it's like a child trying to hold something behind their back, and they say, "I'm not hiding anything," and I go, "Well, I didn't say you was hiding anything, but you must be hiding something if you're telling me you're not hiding something and your hands are behind your back." You know what I'm saying? Oh, cool. Right on. Shout out to the people in the bushes. Okay. So let me see if I could turn on my backup screen. Yeah, shoot them in the pinky toe. That shit was hilarious. Hilarious. But you know, one thing that Latonya Jones don't understand is we've seen people like her before, and they're all the same, and they all make the same threats, and they all do the same thing. She's the female version of True Freeman. I was really hoping that they would link up, and then it would be this a big ass block party. It would just be super hilarious if her and True Freeman linked up. You know, would you imagine that? And they both crying victim, and my family was attacked. True Freeman got the same bullshit story. My family, you know, and blah 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 blah. It's like, come on, man. That is some BS. And then here's another thing. They think, not they, because now I sound like the bonnet. She thinks that that's her main problem, that she tried to think what intelligent people are thinking and saying. Either she thinks she know, or she don't care, because lying about what other people think is more important. But anybody who listens to someone speak for somebody else is just as insane. Can't nobody tell me what somebody told them, or they can't tell me about a conversation they had with someone, because without confirmation, without that other person there nodding their head and co-signing, I gotta take it with a grain of salt. And then she said that a friend said to her, Latonya, blah 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 blah, and it was a long ass statement. I said, damn, for a person that doesn't hang around you and a person that doesn't call you, they sure know all your business to the T. And they said exactly what you be saying online when you think we're not listening on your backup channels and stuff. You mean to tell me they repeated everything that you said to you and let you know you was on the right track? This is what I'm saying. When you insane, it doesn't. Facts don't matter. You see? So let me see here. Because I just pulled up her IG. Now, I think she got smart and got rid of the Eliana thing, but it's still on my phone. Plus, I got a emergency backup recording just in case. And now, she made copies of posts by Tracy by Nature or Tracy by Nature. And that is funny also because the same way she thought the word enigma was complimentary, she thinks that these IG posts are proof that she's being harassed and stalked. But the fact that she can't read and comprehend, that's her weak point. So let me pop this on the screen. Okay. Now, I guess Abundantly Supreme is that Eliana? Y'all let me know. Yeah, now, yeah, Tyrus is a whole nother nutcase who almost shot his dog and his foot. He almost shot his own foot and his dog. Luckily, he's in a house and not an apartment. He would have killed his neighbor downstairs. And he doxed his own wife in a police report because he mentioned a police report from a guy throwing food at his wife at work. So he said the day and time, so it's easy to get the report. And that leads me to another thing. No matter how many times you repeat this lie, she been repeating the same lies for 2 years. When we have the pictures of her showing her own address, we got the videos of her allowing her own mother phone number and stuff to show, and the people in the chat room said you should end the show and erase the video, put it on private and start again. And her own words was, it don't matter, it's okay, I ain't worried about it. You see what I'm saying? And when she don't know how to do something, she'll say, I don't do that stuff. I don't block. Then she learned how to block. And then she became block crazy. I don't make videos about people. You don't know how to make videos about people. That's why you have to always go live. You don't know how to make videos. So you always got to go live. You see what I'm saying? But here it says, oh, you said yes? Is this Eliana? It says, this lady doesn't know me or how I'm feeling. And it says, and why is she trying to make money? Her Cash App and PayPal is up. Really? The audacity is running high. And Tracy by Nature says, yeah, she's a whole lunatic. She is like a groundhog. And she has been stuck on the same shit for 3 years, which is true. She has no life. She's a whole joke. No one is donating to that lunatic. But guess what? It's easy to compete with a childlike mind. We have pictures of her with a super chat talking about Nature Boy. And she wears glasses and stuff, so she barely reads her chat. She has to really squint or look up close to read the chat. And if she try to read the chat for too long, she get headaches and stuff. So she's so rude and disrespectful and unattentive that people were sending her super chats money just to make a statement to her. You know, it wasn't out of support. We love your channel. Keep doing what you're doing, just to get a word in with her. And if you disagree with her, she would block you. If you asked her any logical question, like, you know, who's your favorite author? What's your degree in? You know, stuff like that. Do you know any words in German? Can you say one word in German? You know, because you said you wasn't raised in America, and you wasn't raised like black women in America, and you're glad that you wasn't raised. You're glad that you're different. And you know, if you question any of that, you get blocked. So she's on. Viv got visual issues. Well, look, people on her IG when she's live, they're scared to even say anything to her because they don't want to get blocked. So she so crazy that when she see people not responding, she think people in agreement with her. You see, because you can't really thumbs down on IG. She think that the thumbs down on her YouTube channel is just people who hate her, because she's so smart and intelligent and so superior and so knowledgeable that she know that every show she do, everything she say is factual. So if she get a thumbs down, that's very odd. If somebody give me a thumbs down when I know what I'm talking about, in her mind, they're just hating. And there's a lot of people that think like that. But, you know, it take her 2 years just to learn how to do anything on the internet. And I'm like, if you feel that way, the same way you cut your thumbs up, your likes and dislikes off. Now she thinks when you cut the likes and dislikes off that nobody can see the amount of dislikes and stuff like that. Well, that's true. But the fact that it's turned off, everybody knows that you turned it off because you get too many dislikes. Don't nobody turn their likes and dislikes off unless the dislikes affect them. They take it personal. So when people see that your likes and dislikes are turned off, they already know that you must get a lot of dislikes. So you might as well leave it there, because when you turn it off, it still symbolizes that you get a large amount of dislikes. And even if what I'm saying is not the case, if a whole bunch of people agree with me, then it's true. And if nobody agrees with you, if you say, well, when somebody turn off their dislikes, it just means they turn off their dislikes. It doesn't mean that they get a lot of dislikes. Well, if you want to, she didn't say that, but that sounds like something she would say. And if you want to believe that, because you never wrong in your mind, go ahead. But if thousands of other people know, oh yeah, she must get a lot of dislikes, because people been there. Some people done it themselves, so they know already. You know what I'm saying? Key, you read my mind. I was just about to say that she can still see it and go. She can still see it, and so can YouTube algorithms. Right. So when you turn it off, you're symbolizing that you cannot handle the dislikes mentally. It's affecting you. Just like when you respond to a post in a live and you think nobody know you live and you saying the same shit over and over, your non-response is a response. So it says, I don't even know this lady, you know, and she don't even know that this lady called her all kind of bitches and all kind of shit. She don't even know that this lady has showed her 4 nude baby pictures of her daughter. I hope she's watching. Yes, Latonya Jones showed 4 nude pictures of your. She got the pictures off your IG and showed them on YouTube, and then she showed a picture of you breastfeeding and made all kind of vulgar jokes while your picture was on the screen. You know, they talked about your baby in the chat room. I got the jokes they were making in the chat room. Um, it was terrible. And also Latonya said that she would make a better wife than you, that she could give better oral sex than you, and all of that stuff. You know. So another thing, what does it say here? Oh, don't turn me petty. So pathetic that she's still going on with this foolishness. And then Mrs. Marquez says, exactly, shaking my head. And Mrs. Marquez, it says, Latonya, the parents do not want to talk to you because of your behavior. So, yeah, and P.S. Velvet was not in Texas, and the squad didn't donate to something or something like that. But look, what's funny is she thinks that somebody told these people not to mess with her, as if they live in a cave and they don't have no Wi-Fi, no cable, they don't have no smart TVs or smartphones, as if they don't got the mental capacity to see things on their own. Everybody don't have to post their life online, and everybody don't have to respond to what they see online. And if you can do that, you're 2 steps ahead of the game. If you can not respond to things that you see in here and don't let it personally affect you because it doesn't really involve you. So when she said, I'm going to let you hear the recording now, because she said because her ex-boyfriend was a fan of Nature Boy, and he started treating her a certain kind of way because he was listening to Nature Boy. Well, why did she go after him instead of Nature Boy? And number 2, why you didn't drop him like a bad habit when you, that should have been a red flag. Why did you stay into the relationship? And number 3, you claim to have been raped and all this stuff, but you never went after the rapist. And you said that if you was in Carbonation, because you're trying to make the Marquez family feel bad, you said if you was in Carbonation, your mother and father would have came and got you. Well, what did they do to the guy who raped you? What did they do to the guy, to the boy? What did they do to the boyfriend who was a follower of Carbonation? And if you had a weak, even Tommy said it, the guy was weak-minded. Why did you mess with him, and why you didn't go after him? It's not Nature Boy's fault that somebody weak-minded is following him. Sure, he may be a terrible person or a poor leader or a poor teacher or a sick individual, but the people who follow him, they need to have some kind of accountability too. If you walk away from your kids or whatever, you can't blame that on him. You walked away from your kids. You know what I'm saying? You chose to have unprotected sex. You got pregnant. You caught a disease. You almost died. You turned away from the people who love you and know you. You know. And let me see, that bald-headed, light-skinned girl, did something happen when she got in an accident? I don't know, but I'm still trying to figure this out. This is still a big mystery to me, because I don't know if she like, I'm starting to believe that she really don't know what goes on around her, and that she really don't know what she does. I'm starting to believe that either she got a split personality or something like that, because there's just no way. Like when she did the hit and run, right? Her phone showed the GPS of her merging on the freeway, and then we heard the impact, and then she kept talking under her breath, and she said, I'm not pulling over, I'm running late for work. And then we heard the car go after her and cut her off to make her pull over. You see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that not only she can't see that well, she cannot hear that well. You know what I'm saying? She cannot hear that well because every time the cops came to the door to talk to her, we could hear what the cops saying, and then when she sit down and talk on the mic and look at the camera, she would try to tell us what they said when we already heard what they said. So she don't understand why people are upset with her and why people think she crazy. It's because you think we're crazy. You think we are slow. And when you come into the internet and get online, there's so many millions and thousands, well, thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people online. It got to be a few smart people in that crowd. So when I go live on the internet, I just go with the assumption that everybody's smarter than me, just to play it safe. That way I don't embarrass myself. But she goes online with the assumption that everybody is not as smart as her. And she's got a wealth of knowledge. She got 2 degrees. And she doesn't even know that her town a few years ago ranked 23 in education. It's probably 35 in education right now. Her city ranks 23 in education, and crime, 1 out of 24 is at risk for property theft or property damage. Okay. So this is the person who gets drunk online and leave their key in the door. See, I'm a good player of concentration. I used to play concentration, and so I remember where cards are, so I can go back to that card and flip it over and match the card. I used to like putting puzzles together, like you got a map of the United States or something like that, and you put the puzzles together. So I remember her telling the story that she couldn't get her key out her door. Her key was stuck in the door, so she left the house, and everybody saw her trying to get in her door. So when she left and came back, her house was broken into because somebody else just walked up and turned the key. She blamed the landlord for her house being broken into. Can you believe that? Because it's never her fault. So as soon as her car was struck, because she was merging, this is so ridiculous. She getting on the freeway. She's doing a live broadcast online. Being just talking on the phone is reckless driving. So imagine streaming live. That's reckless driving. Your insurance company, if they would have known, they wouldn't even have covered the accident. By you being live, that's evidence. See, all the evidence she has about carbonation is stepped on 3rd, 4th, 5th generation receipts that has no merit. But the shit that she does, it comes directly from her, which have way more weight than anything she got about somebody else. Her making the drug deal online because she thought she was offline, but she was still online. Even her trying to cut the phone off, but reverse the camera so you can see the sack on the couch. How dumb can you get? The only thing that's second to that is when that basketball player shot himself and ended up going to jail for a year for shooting himself with his own gun. She will be eating alive if she ever goes to court. It may land her in the crazy house. Well, I'm going to tell you. Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky Ross tried to sue Rick Ross over his name and likeliness and image. Freeway Rick Ross lost that court battle, and now he owes the court $400,000. Just imagine being out of jail for a year or two, and then you try to sue Rick Ross over your name, and you lose the case, and now you got $400,000 in court fees. Now there is a gossip YouTuber who's also on Big O. I've seen him on the same panel as TK Capone. I think his name is I can't think of his name, but he got purple hair and long fingernails, right? I don't know if his name is Shay or something. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Well, I don't know if you know, but the brat and her wife tried to sue him and tried to intimidate him with a celebrity lawyer. But he learned law in jail. He learned enough to be at least a paralegal. And he defended himself. He wrote his own legal letters back to the brat. And when he was done, the brat was going to pay him $2,400 per episode to remove the videos that he made. And if you add up all the money, it would have been worth about $50,000 to remove the videos he made about the brat, because the brat had these artists signed to her label and they didn't get no money, and they had a good story and they feel like they entitled to some money. So he wrote a story about that. But the brat she thought that, just like Latonya, the brat thought he was stupid. They just thought he was just some YouTuber who lives an alternative lifestyle, don't know shit. But this dude has been to the pen. He was studying law in the pen, and he wrote his own legal letters up against their real lawyer. And when he was done, they were offering him money to remove it after their threats didn't work. And you know what? He turned down the money. He said, if you give the kids the money that you would have gave me, I would make a deal with you and remove some of the videos. But instead of giving me the money, give it to the kids that you owe money. And I thought that was cool. And but we getting off the mark again. But it is Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? Where we at? I don't know if y'all heard that story. I can't think of his name, but they just did a some kind of talent show, a drip God talent show on Big O with TK Capone, and he had at least 3 men who live alternative lifestyles. And I do have that video on what's it called, Unlisted. Maybe I'll drop the link in the yeah, that's what I do. I'll drop the link in the chat so y'all can see that video. So the guy with the short purple hair, he's a very popular gossip YouTuber, and the brat tried to sue him. So Latonya don't have a clue about adult situations in adult life. Okay, she don't have a clue. And so let me I mean, I could click her video, but I'm gonna put that on pause. Now, let me find I got my other phone in my hand. So let me see. Between me and you, Super Scent Coloring Book palette is off the chain. Even the lip stains. Okay, I don't know what that's about. No, that link is for the video for you to see the guy who, the same way Latonya want to sue everybody, and Latonya always bring up what's that girl? You know, she be trying to bring up lawsuits between YouTubers and celebrities. Well, she never mentioned this lawsuit because he ended up having the brat try to pay him to take his videos down, because the brat did, even though with the lawyer, they didn't have no power to ask him to take those videos down, because it was based on a true story, and it was the story of the people who was affected. You know what I'm saying? So, what is this? Oh, it started rolling. This stuff is sensitive, and you have to be careful, but I'm pretty slick. So yeah, you know, I never even clicked my intro. Let me hit my intro for a second, all right? There's a new dynasty. Prepare for a new era. Things are going to change. Either you're on board or you're going to be standing at the shore waving goodbye. It is time. It is time for change, and I hope you're ready. Because I'll take you with His Lordship. 2021. All right, just give me a second to refill my glass with the Merlot I got sitting on the side, and let's see here. Yeah, let me yeah, I just want to refill my glass with the Merlot and stuff. So as I do this, I'll just play a quick newsreel, and then we're gonna play the voicemail, the 2 messages she left, Eliana.
Embassy in these other countries. They have their own. That is what I've been trying to stress to everybody. And the Reaper will tell you this too. That is where y'all are messing up at. That is the reason you ain't got nowhere. There is no such thing as a U.S. embassy in any other country except the U.S. of A. Ooh, come on now, dude. You got to do better than that. You know full well. No, it's not. Mexico is right. If you go to the end of Mexico, Argentina is right in the border between Mexico and South America. And if he's in Central America, that means he will be in, if you're looking at Nicaragua, Nicaragua is where? South America. Bam! Booyah! Now I'll try again. Let's try that one more time. To tell them. Because I'm going to tell you one thing that's not going to work over there. Domestic violence. They don't care about that. Because women get beaten over there every day. Women are sex trafficked every day. I have to interject on that. I do. Go ahead. Because if there's something I don't know, but go ahead. But for the most part, from what I've seen from some of the people over there, I don't know. But that's what I've seen. But go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to make myself clear that I know that some people have experience and things like that, but I can Mexico and Central America, it's a very complicated story, and I have to show them respect.
I wanted to read out the trolls. I set you up. I'm not stupid, dude. I'm not that dumb. I would never leave a camera on and not know that it's on. I did it on purpose. So do me a favor. I am now a public figure. So as of right now, when my videos went viral and the whole world seen my videos about Eligio, I am now a celebrity. So with that being said, all eyes are on me. The whole world is watching me. Anybody wants to come on there and wants to speak, including the families, by all means, you are going to have a voice now to be able to speak. Because now, y'all will be alive. Y'all will be everywhere. There will be millions and millions of people that will be able to hear you speak. Your voices will be heard. So if anything y'all want to say about what's going on with the situation, because tomorrow is when I'm going to start. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, I will be going on this live cast, and we will be talking about this situation to the world. So the world will get to hear everything. Had no idea they were in the house. We moved in the house. The day we moved in, the heat system went out right before it got cold. It had propane and it had electric heat. Then the propane heat went out. I was on Section 8 at the time. They didn't want to fix it. I'm going down to Section 8 complaining, and them telling me, oh, we can't fix it. That if you don't have it fixed, we can move out. Man, this man didn't want to give me back my deposit. I had to go through legal aid to get my deposit back. Legal aid. And I had to have the downtown people to come, and they said the house is so godforsaken, messed up, it's not even funny. So, let's say, sorry y'all. My son's room had bed bugs, didn't know where they came from. Couldn't find out they came from the house we moved out of. Took a while to get rid of them things. We had to throw everything out. Everything. So then we moved into an apartment, we had to move. Thought we got rid of them. Some stuff we didn't know that was in my son's stuff that we had to end up moving. Moved again, because somebody broke in my house from an apartment. Somebody broke in my house because I lost my keys. They didn't go lock the door, and my house got broken into. So then I moved again. This is after I left my this is right after I left my ex of 7.5 years. And we moved into another house. And we moved in the house because I was rushing. Didn't know there was roaches in the house. Until one day I started cooking and I didn't realize how invested they are. But couldn't break the lease. Finally, I had to get rid of everything. I had just bought new furniture. Had to get rid of all of it. You have this thing, I couldn't even pronounce this thing. I couldn't even pronounce it. Can't pronounce it if I tried. It's new. They said it's something new. And it's a bacterial infection that's transferred through sex. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I was heated. I don't have it now, but I'm just saying. I don't be messing around with multiple people. But I'm just saying. There are bacterial infections that you can get that are based on sexually transmitted. It doesn't mean that it's a sexually transmitted. Let me show you something. All right. All right, so I'm back, peoples. I'm sorry. I didn't take that far. Let me show you something. I don't know if y'all can see it. This is the video I did with about Eligio. 63 views seen it. And I did this video on the 20th. About the Malcolm X situation. Hey, my beautiful people. How are y'all doing today? This one here about I need help to stop a cult named Carbonation ran by Eligio Bishop. 78 people seen it. And that one was also done on the 28th. The 20th. 78 people. I didn't even look to see how much my petition is doing. Somebody shared that video, so it went viral. People are sharing this on Instagram. It's going viral. So all these videos, see, all week long, I've been posting videos on Facebook of Eligio, and people have been watching it and they have been sharing it. So if you want to bring awareness, you have to make sure people see it. That way people can see what's going on. Mr. Marquez wants to work with you and world. And whether you like it or not, Jazzy, they want to work with everybody. And you need to accept that fact. Because if you keep going on, the Marquez is going to leave you alone. And they're not going to let you represent them. So, Jazzy, you need to accept the fact there are other people representing the Marquezes that ain't you. You just didn't know about it. You didn't know that a lot of us was working with the Marquezes besides you. We just didn't tell them to tell you. Do you think this whole entire time I was not working with the Marquezes as well? I was. I just didn't tell you. And then, like I said, everybody now gonna want to get on the bandwagon when stuff get on the bandwagon. Ain't nobody been contacting TV people. Ain't nobody been contacting other people and contacting lawyers and stuff like that. That will do a pro bono. Ain't nobody been going on social media and putting awareness out there besides YouTube. I've been on Facebook putting awareness, Twitter. I just posted Mr. Marquez video everywhere, hoping that it will go viral. So you best believe I've been everywhere. I hadn't even been on Periscope.
Now, listen to this so-called victim.
Like, people have not seen these videos. You're an idiot. This is why I know you're not married, because if you were married, you would be in the bed with your husband, but instead you're up late talking about me.
So let's get to that part.
But yet you're worrying about my ass. Why are you so concerned about what the your ass to bed? That back your husband like your ass.
Okay.
So fuck your damn husband.
Wow.
People gonna start to think
You know, one time she said.
Can somebody do me a favor? Can somebody?
One time she said, "Suck my son's D." You know, what kind of prophet, oracle, I don't know, what's he say, teacher, prophet, oracle? Who talks like that? And who would name their shows Pandora's Box when Pandora's Box is not a positive thing? You see what I'm saying? The past couple of years, I have realized that comprehension is so important. Not only reading, anybody can read words, and you know, you can learn to pronounce a word and read it, but if you don't comprehend, then you have not learned. You don't even know what you're saying. You don't even know what you're reading. You know, I remember trying to learn French 6 months before going to France, and I could read that this says exit or enter, you know, cup, orange, but a sentence would be hard for me to comprehend. And all these years, I swear, all my years, I've only since YouTube started really popping, I realized that comprehension is very important. And shout out to everybody that's listening. I hope you can hear me. Let me test the mic. And shout out to okay, yeah, the mic is hitting on all 6 cylinders. So, yeah, comprehension is important. This lady cannot comprehend, and time after time again, she's proved it by trying to read online, and you hear her not being able to pronounce words and stumbling on words. I remember one time when she thought Nature Boy was arrested in Panama, but he was only detained. And then she tried, every time she look up Google, in her mind, Google is saying that she's correct. But to the rest of the world, we see that she's incorrect. But because she cannot comprehend, that must be a scary place. But ignorance is bliss also. But like, I like the little details. Nobody probably even tripped off of this, you know. But she has to argue because she's never right. So she ended up arguing all the time. So we said he was not arrested. He was only detained. And she said he was arrested. And she looked up the definition of arrest, right? Well, she was reading the definition and it was saying that she was wrong. But remember, she's insane. And she believes that nobody is smarter than her. I do believe that she feels that anybody who has money or in the position of authority, or someone Caucasian, she will listen to. But if you're black or another minority or something like that, you're not smarter than her because she's been around other people that she respects, that she feels that's better than you and smarter than you. That's only my assumption. So anyway, she was reading the definition. I know I'm talking slow, but it's early in the morning. I've been drinking Merlot. She brushed over the word cursory because it said he is, the difference between arrest and detainment is that a detainment, you would only be detained for I'm paraphrasing, but you would only be detained for cursory or less than cursory reasons. So she thought the word cursory wasn't significant and she couldn't even pronounce it. And that word was very significant to the definition. That word proved that he was not arrested, he was only detained. You see? Just like when he got arrested in, Nature Boy got arrested in Nicaragua. The other members followed the car to the prison camp. And he was arrested, but the members were only detained. And they were out the same day. But she hopped online and said, if the families do not contact me right now, everybody's in jail. I need the families to contact me right now, or your children are going to die. So that is not people telling the families don't mess with Latonya because she's crazy. That's you in your own words saying, talk to me or else your children is going to die. And you're calling adults children. You already called those people slow and crazy and dumb, like you call everybody else dumb. How do you expect people that you disrespect to also seek your help? And when you assume that family members are not doing everything that they can to get their loved one, well, everybody don't feel like their loved one is in trouble. Some of these people believe in the same things, or they believe that my adult child is grown and they have to live with their decisions, as long as they not, hurting themselves. What they could do whatever they want to do. It's like the 60s all over again. So I'm saying, when you make an announcement, talk to me or else, that's an ultimatum. And what makes you such an expert at saving people from cults? Have you ever saved anybody else from another cult? How many people have you saved in your career from a cult? You see what I'm saying? You cannot talk about people badly. She called Kaja ugly and said that she could identify with Kaja and she could see why Kaja fell for Nature Boy and got manipulated and used. Well, that's insulting. And then she turned around, and because Kaja never saw the video, Kaja felt sorry for her because she gave that fake story about being doxxed and all that stuff. And I guess they became cool for a minute, and then she kept being used like a hockey puck. The Reaper used her, Kaja used her, everybody used her to go. Even Sheba, Queen Sheba, used her to go against their enemies. That's how that fake picture of me came out, because that picture was in a private group. I put that picture out there to see who I can trust. I pixelated that picture, and it took 2 years for somebody to use that against me. It's only 1 out of 7 people that could have sent that picture to Latonya. And the picture wasn't sent to Latonya until somebody was kicked out the group, a group that haven't been used in over a year, which is strange. You know what I'm saying? So, now somebody always complain about their pictures being used off their IG. Well, you used a picture that you said was me that was never on any social network. It was privately passed to someone in a private group. It was never public. All your pictures are public. And when you first started going after Nature Boy, and you didn't have any videos from the tea and stuff to show because you've been online for 14 hours, when you get sleepy and bored, you start doxing yourself. You start showing your Facebook and your ex-boyfriends and your son and your parents, and then their numbers came on the screen. And you know what? You said, don't worry about it. And then when people called your parents to say, hey, your daughter is acting a fool online and she may be risking her life, you lie and say it's death threats. And somebody sent pizza. You're on the World Wide Web. Did you see in the little promo, the little newsreel I played? She said, now your stories, the world is going to see your story. So that means that when she's on YouTube and Instagram, she don't even realize that she's on the World Wide Web. You're on the World Wide Web. I wish people would realize that. She think when she's on her little fake podcast and stuff, that's the World Wide Web. And she always used these terms, you come over here, why don't you stay over there, and I don't go over there. There is no over there or over here. Either you're on the World Wide Web and you're public, or you're off the World Wide Web. There is no over there. There's no, what are you doing? You're hopping in a virtual Uber or a virtual Lyft to go to another part of the internet. The internet is the internet, and it's worldwide at all times, and it's quite permanent. So when you make a video of you sucking on dildos with ranch dressing and all that stuff, and then after the fact, you say, I was teaching. But, you know, like I said, you teaching Kama Sutra. Well, the world knows that Kama Sutra is a racist book on polygamy with pedophilic tendencies, but because you don't read and you only look on the internet, you think the book is a sex book. Every time you open your mouth, you lose credibility and look ignorant. Kama Sutra only had one chapter dedicated to sex. Kama Sutra was translated from sandstone script. There's no pictures on sandstone. Kama Sutra goes all the way back to ancient time before paper was invented. The Kama Sutra you talking about is when a European Asianologist who wanted to bring pornography back legitimately, he added the new pictures and the sex positions to the book of Kama Sutra, but it has nothing to do with the tradition of Kama Sutra. Kama Sutra is pro date rape. Kama Sutra is pro abuse. Kama Sutra is weird. It tells you to throw shit on the girl that you mix monkey shit with some plants. If there's a girl that you like, you throw it on her and she'll love you always. Kama Sutra says that you can be too light or too dark to be married. And it teaches you how to take advantage of lonely, widowed women. And if you can't find another wife around you to add to your group, it's okay to marry the daughters of your servants. You see what I'm saying? And I asked her, I said, have you read the book? And she said, no. And then I said, did you know it was translated from 150,000 Sanskrits, condensed down to 150 Sanskrits? And she said, I'm sure there's other authors besides Sanskrit who wrote the book. Sanskrit, scrolls, hieroglyphs. I'm not saying an author's name. I'm saying Sanskrit. She didn't even know what this is supposed to be a teacher. She says it's 52 states. 52 states. It will argue you down. She don't know the difference between territory ownership and official states. She says that that countries only have an embassy in their own country, and then she looked it up on Google, and then she sees the American embassy headquarters in Washington D.C. Well, that makes sense to me. We said that the Mexican embassy is in New Mexico. Now, this is how slow she is. She said the Mexican embassy is in Mexico. It is not in New Mexico. It's not in the United States because New Mexico is in the United States. So she went to the U.S. map to show us that New Mexico is in the United States, not to show us that the Mexican embassy is in Mexico. The Mexican embassy is in New Mexico, but and I could be wrong, but for the sake of argument, we know damn sure the Mexican embassy is in the United States. It don't make no sense to have an embassy in your own country. Every country except two has an embassy, and one country is too poor, and the other country is want to shoot a missile at us. It's Kim Jong-un. The other embassy is near India. They share India's embassy because it wouldn't be right to have an embassy in such a poor nation where people are starving around them, and then they'll be trying to sleep in front of the embassy, trying to get food and stuff. So they don't have an embassy in this one country next to India. Okay. And this information is not hard to obtain. I mean, a fifth grader would know this stuff. So she didn't know. So she went on Google online with no shame and showed us New Mexico and said, "Look, I told you it was in the United States. So there is no Mexican embassy in the United States because New Mexico is in the United States." And I said, "Oh my God, bless her heart. You can't win with insanity. You can't win." She said that countries have embassies in their own country and they rent a room or an office to other countries. And she always hollered about going to the embassy or getting the feds, but she left out one little thing. They don't have blank checks in the feds. They don't have blank checks in the embassy. When somebody is stranded and have to get back to their country or something like that, or there's some kind of emergency or something like that, you're gonna pay them back. And 9 times out of 10, they're not even gonna pay for you to get home or anything. It got to be one hell of a reason, cause they done been there, done that. Everything that she's done, we done been there and done that. We done been, there's 22 Freemans. There's 20 Latonya Jones. Everything that she claimed and everything that she does, there was another idiot just like her that claimed the same thing and did the same stuff and made the same threats and got online and made the same stupid phone calls. So every time somebody like her or whatever get online, it's like deja vu. We just sit back eating popcorn like this idiot gonna really go through all the motions and run it all down the line. So she plays a voicemail of her and Eliana. I mean, she's live recording on, I guess, Eliana's IG. And now that's missing now. So I got it recorded. I'm probably one of the few people that have it recorded. Oh, okay. So anyway, let me get to that before people start dropping off. All right. Yeah, I my phone, when it went to sleep, I lost that page. But lucky for us, I still have it recorded, just like the Mr. Charles. So let's see here.
I have been harassed, bullied, and stalked by the same and saying all of these things to you and your family. They just posted my family's information. The same girl that you spoke to posted my parents' information.
There we go. That's the message. That's only 0.5%. Let me continue to play it.
2018, I have been harassed, bullied, and stalked by the same and saying all of these things to you and your family. They just posted my family's information. The same girl that you spoke to posted my parents' information, has threatened to take my child's SSI, got me fired from my job. These people have went and contacted my landlord, and they're lying to you and your father. And I'm about to send you receipts of what they did to you to show everything that they've done. That way you can see that these people are lying to your father and to you. So I'm not coming here to cause any trouble. All I want is for these people to leave me and my family alone. I moved on from this a long time ago, and they follow me everywhere I go. Every time I take my channels down, they follow me and they harass me and they bring y'all up in my room. It's not like I move on and I don't talk about, and I do talk about y'all, because I don't. They bring you up in my chat room. These people are making money off you, your family, and everything else. And the one thing I would never do, ever in life, is ever hurt your family. I can never do to your family what these people did. I can never sit there and watch a family be torn apart in such a way. I was you at one time. I met a man that watched Eligio that wanted to be him. And I dated him, and I went through something similar to what you went through. And that is the only reason I got involved in this. And the only reason I had an issue with Eligio. Because this man was trying to be him. And I didn't want any woman to date a man that was like what I went through. So, like I said, I really did go to the authorities. And I'm going to the authorities now because these people posted my family's address and information. And they have contacted my family, harassed them, and it needs to stop. So I'm coming to you because these people are coming to you and lying to you. So I'm going to show you what they did to my family. Hold on, I'm going to have to read this message. Hold on. Let me redo it because I can't see it. Oh, it might go through. So, like I said, my family has been affected as well. They have threatened to take my child's SSI. They have contacted my landlord. They pretended to be lawyers. They put tombstones up. These people are constantly screening me and invading my privacy, done background checks on me. So, Velvet, I can show you evidence of all of this to you and your family. Because like I said, just like your family is being affected, just like you're a victim, so am I. I want it to stop. I want to move on with my life, so do you. But I can't do that as long as these people are harassing me. So I'm going to send you some of what they did to me. So you will not question that I'm lying about what they've done to me. So your family can see these people for who they are. Because they're not helping your family. They're using your family in so many different ways. So I just figured I will come to you myself and let you know myself. I have no reason to hurt you at all. And I wish you nothing but the best. I really do. You going through what you're going through. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. You going through what you're going through, I know can be very difficult. I've been through domestic violence. I have not been with a man That's in nature, but I've been with men like Eligio. And I don't wish what you've been through or baby Eliana or for anybody.
Pause right there. This is the same lady who made videos calling her all kind of bees and bitches and hoes and dummies and saying she's slow and saying she got all kind of filthy diseases. And this lady showed her baby's infant nude pictures, 4 of them, and then made jokes while she was breastfeeding. She showed a picture of her breastfeeding, and she tried to say what the baby was thinking while the baby was looking at her, and she thought that was funny. All right. And they were making vulgar jokes in the chat room, but now she's trying to leave a sweet message with her on her IG, and this is insane. And she think that she can do all of this because, it's out of sight, out of mind. She thinks that nobody's going to bring that point up, or she thinks nobody's seen any of her videos. Now, how do you claim that everybody watch your videos and people in Carbonation, but then at the same time, you try to speak to people as if you didn't call everybody stupid, and you didn't say that everybody's all these accusations about the baby being touched and people being prostituting. You call people prostitutes and all kind of stuff, and now you're trying to leave a heartfelt message about what you're going through when this girl actually been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you had a man like Nature Boy, why you didn't turn him in instead of going after Nature Boy? You know what I'm saying? You trying to tell me or us that you're smarter than the feds. You're smarter than the police. You're smarter than CPS. You're smarter than all these agencies that our tax dollars pay for. You don't even have a license to practice private detective work. You couldn't be in my state doing this shit. You'll be in trouble. You don't even have a journalist license. So most of the stuff you're saying is slander, and at best it's hearsay and gossip. But because you insane, in your mind, you can't do anything wrong. And then you're going to tell her you had a man like her husband who you didn't have a baby by, who used to dog you out, and you didn't do nothing about him. And then you mention a guy who raped you and you didn't turn him in, and you claim that he raped other women, and you could have did something to maybe stop that from happening. Just like you said a year ago, you could stop Nature Boy, but you want to wait and contact the family members first. So that sounds just as dumb. But in your mind, you a genius.
I just want you and all those women to be safe. That's it. I've been where you at. And it's not fun going through it. But I would never disrespect your family in any capacity. I would not. I just want them to stop lying. They made money off your family. What they did to your family was wrong. The fact that they had you up there on World's Channel with your family, I thought was disrespectful. And I would have never done that. My thing is this. I hate what happened to you.
Wait a minute. But you did do that. You've been on World Channel. And you did look stupid. And you got kicked off of World Channel. That's why you're trying to throw World under the bus. You have no credibility. You had a super chat on 2 different channels that you got because you put Nature Boy name in every title. And the only reason people were hitting the super chat, not because they like you and they thought you was doing something positive, it's because you be ignoring the chat, and the only way to get your attention was to hit the super chat. And we have the screenshots of you with Nature Boy in the title with the super chat. But your channels get shut down for all the bullshit you be doing. So, you think the evidence don't exist, but we have it all. Also, when you were showing Eliana's baby nude pictures, the 4 pictures, there's a date on the screen of your phone. There's a time and a date, so we know the month and the day you did it, and your Cash App symbol is on the screen. So I know after this video, after this live, you're gonna disappear again. But we know you're never gonna leave because you're addicted to YouTube and you're addicted to bullshit.
It's unfortunate, but I'm reaching out to you because I want these people to stop messing with me and my family because they're lying to you and yours. And I have evidence to prove that. So I'm going to send you what they did. And then you decide for yourself who's telling the truth and who's lying. Because I've never once made money off you or your family. And I'm not going to do that. I never.
That's a damn lie. That's another lie. Even Velvet seeing the Cash App and the PayPal information on your videos. You know what I'm saying? This, oh my God, here we go.
And I never will. But they made money off you, and they made money off your family. So, like I said, I'm coming to you as a grown woman and letting you know all I'm asking Mr. Marquez and you do is to please tell these people leave me and my family alone, because they're calling my family and messing with me and harassing me. And these people are supposed to be the ones that's supposed to be against Eligio. They're not against him, sweetheart. They're working with him. And I figured you should know.
Sweetheart.
Have a nice night.
That sounds spooky. I would be scared as fuck. I would get a restraining order. Sweetheart, have a nice night. What the fuck is that? What the hell have we forgotten? You know, I don't even got, man, hold on. I really don't want to take it there, but keep that little sweet message in the back of your mind. Sweetheart. Shit, get the fuck out of here. Now, you heard how sweet and gentle and how nice she sounded trying to leave a message for poor, sweet little Velvet, who was complacent, and everybody else rape and torture, where people had to bow down to her baby and her. Okay. You know, she didn't sound that sweet and innocent when she was talking to you know, to Velvet before. Let me play one of those older messages to Velvet, okay? Yeah, check this out.
See, if I was to ever have sex with you, you would never want any one of your females no more.
That includes.
But I would never do that.
That's including Velvet.
Cause you can't handle me sexually, dude. Don't let the size fool you. See, that's the underestimate. But then they say, Mr. Nature Boy, in the game of life, never underestimate your opponent.
Uh-huh. Check it out.
He wish the guy had a female over there that give head as good as I do.
That includes Velvet.
I bet you he don't even get head that much. At least, see, me, I love giving head. Morning, noon, and night. It's my favorite thing to do. Dude, you ain't got to. But all my exes do, so you ain't got to worry about that.
Oh, you still sleeping with all your exes? Okay. All 46, 47 of them? All right. And she's a very dangerous person, too. She is not to be played with. Don't let the whole little victim thing Don't let the little victim thing fool you. Okay?
I'm one of these people that will kill you. Because I don't like being upset. I don't like being mad.
I don't think you heard her. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you heard her. Let me rewind that. She don't play.
Because I don't like being upset. I don't like being mad.
Okay. So let me see where she has because you know she's very concerned about Velvet. She offered to adopt. Did y'all know she offered to adopt Velvet's baby? Yes, she did. Sure did. But here we go. Here's another sweet message she had for Velvet.
But this right here was in front of at least 59 people, and it would. But she wanted to do her any second because
I'm trying to get the right recording.
I don't know what I could do about that because I'm really pressed for time. But
I'm looking for the video called "Have This YouTuber Went Too Far." Yeah, have this YouTuber cross the line. This got to be it right here. Sorry about the chat, but what's up, Diva and Bright Street and everybody in the building? So yeah, some of these people never heard this stuff before. While somebody's crying victim and all that stuff. Now here was another message for Velvet, and this is Latonya pretending to be the baby while the baby is breastfeeding, and she's showing Velvet's nude breast feeding the baby, and it really is a sweet, natural, beautiful, loving moment that a mother usually share with her child, but she made it a vulgar joke. So let me remind you again. Let me turn the volume up.
Bitch, you wait till I start talking. I got some words for you and my daddy. Y'all damn near killed me, you trifling bitches. Y'all, you letting this motherfucker do you dirty, you bitch. You letting this man disrespect you, you bitch. And I got that respect for you. I ain't never gonna have no respect for you, bitch. I ain't even gonna like your ass, bitch. If you don't even have no respect for yourself, I damn sure ain't gonna have no respect for you, bitch. I just don't like you. Look at her face. You can't tell me she ain't saying it.
She's talking about the baby.
She's like, bitch, you are just a trifling bitch.
The baby is on the screen.
Like me and I don't like you. Dude, you don't love me. You using me for godforsaken attention, you bitch. I just can't say nothing to your ass right now. But wait till I start talking.
So yeah, if you're a friend of Eliana Velvet, if you have access to her, clip that little part out. I also have it on other videos on this show. Now, I've objectively reported on members of Carbonation, but I don't do any personal attacks. On Why You Tripping Off Me channel, there's a video called Trap Princess about Velvet, and I thought it was tastefully done because it was when they faked her being missing at the beach. Trap Princess had a nice intro, and it was tastefully done. I've done other movies like Escape from Carbonation when they got arrested in Nicaragua. I did 300,000 Reasons when he said he spent all the money. I got several films about Carbonation. So anyway, that was her making a joke about the baby, where the baby is staring at her mother and she's saying what the baby is thinking. And I'm still haven't found a way to laugh at that. I don't know what's funny about that. You know what I'm saying? You say run that back? Which one you want me to run back? Because I got a million of them. Plus, I'm gonna play the other voice message on IG that she gave Velvet, because that's how much of a a psychopath she is. Okay. So let me get back to that. It disappeared off her IG all of a sudden, but lucky for you, I have a copy. Okay.
That's a real person. That's what, and I did it on live. Now what's the problem?
And she did something.
Now anybody else got anything to say?
Yeah,
It ain't nothing for me to go over there and address anybody.
She think leaving a message is addressing someone.
It's getting ready to send you a video. And the only reason I said what I said because of something your parents posted. And your parents, I wish, would have came to me. And I'm just defending myself based on what was told to me. So I wanted to make sure I clarify this because, like I said, these people are going to your family and lying. And I don't want any confusion between you, me, or my family or yours. I would like to resolve the situation. I just want them to leave me alone and let me be. And stop. And one of them girls, Tracy by Nature, just posted my family's information yet again. This has nothing to do with your family, and my family have nothing to do with it. I don't even know why they're bringing our families involved in this, but they are. So I wanted to let you know before they send it to you. Have a nice night.
That is spooky, man. I would be, if I woke up and heard a voicemail message on IG like that, I would be freaking out. Who is this crazy person I never heard of, and why they're connecting their life to my life? You see what I'm saying? This girl has been through too much for some crazy YouTuber to include theyself in her bullshit. You see what I'm saying? She got enough problems, enough issues to deal with than to deal with this. And for those of you who missed the beginning, you missed a lot at the beginning. We're trying to wrap it up. But yeah, this is insanity. Let me see. The live was long as fuck, but she went absolutely beyond. Exactly. And those long ass, who would listen to those long ass messages? That got to be 10 individual messages. I don't know. You know, could they only give you 60 seconds to talk? And you know how she go on and on and on. You see? So my YouTube studio just went haywire. And it's late. I gotta go to bed. But please catch the playback. Please catch the playback because I think there's a lot of information there. Send links to people that you think it may be relevant to. And please hit that thumbs up and stuff like that. It's been a pleasure. It's been my pleasure. We didn't get much buffering, but it's still not enough power to run my intros and outros, but I'm going to try it anyway. And thank you for coming through, for showing up and showing out. Oh, don't trip. When I do these super late night shows, it's really for the playback. So if anybody show up, I appreciate you showing up, but I don't really expect people to hear it until the sunrise. And for me, it's like, it's 6 a.m. I gotta go. I gotta hit the sack. So anyway, it's been real. We'll do this again tomorrow. I got a million receipts. We all got shit. This ain't nothing. This is the tip of the iceberg. Okay, I tried not to go there, but if you're gonna keep repeating the lies over and over and name dropping me and putting out fake pictures of me and accusing me of certain things, well, you have opened up Pandora's box.